From the Sin of Greed release, that is Madman's Lullaby with a Meltdown.
Can't wait to see them.
Yeah, are you having a meltdown?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well,
I don't know. What are you about to read?
Well, I'll tell you what.
All right.
Apparently, a school in Central Michigan, a high school in Central Michigan, had a meltdown.
Okay.
Over one of our favorite, or at least one of my favorite subjects.
Okay, what, Confederate flag?
The Confederate flag.
Of course.
That Confederate flag reared its ugly head and it shut down the whole town.
Oh, no.
Yes. A student who led a 2-day demonstration outside of his Central Michigan high school this week said it was in response to the unpunished theft of a Confederate battle flag from his pickup truck.
Okay.
Cameron Meyer is an 18-year-old student at Bay City Western High School, an overwhelmingly white high school about 100 miles northwest of Detroit and Auburn, told the Associated Press on Thursday that he complained to the school officials that someone had cut the large Confederate flag from a pole on his truck, but no one was disciplined.
All right, so they knew who did it?
I don't know.
Okay.
He then took to the friends on social media, asking them to fly their own flags outside of the school.
Okay.
It all started because my flag was destroyed and nothing was done about it. I said to the flag waver, I said to fly whatever flag you have at home. Everybody here has the Confederate flag. It's a country boy thing.
All right.
Where it's in our garages or our bedrooms or on our windows. On Tuesday, about 5 to 8 trucks with Confederate flags parked across the street from the school, where only about 7 of the roughly 1,200 students were black. Now, see, the thing is again, this is just automatically assumed that this is an anti-black thing.
Yeah. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but where's this?
This is in Michigan.
Is there a law against this flag?
No, there is not.
So if there's no law, shut the fuck up.
That's kind of where this is going here. But you see where this article went, that it automatically made it a racist thing.
Well, of course, sure.
Not that this guy says, hey, I have the right to fly this flag, but somebody vandalized and took my flag. What are you going to do about it? Well, it is a Confederate flag, so yeah, we're not really going to do anything about that.
Well, what do you think you're going to get when you're reading from the Obama Times?
Right. So anyway, other students with pickup trucks came out, flew their Confederate flags, parked across the street from the school, not on school grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just sitting there.
Okay.
There was about 20 parked vehicles on Wednesday, and they were met by students who staged a counter demonstration by waving rainbow flags and placards with messages including Black Lives Matter and hate, not heritage.
Okay.
Although Meyer said he's not a racist, that is, that his protest shouldn't be seen as such, some students at the school, where more than 94% of the students are white, saw it otherwise.
So what?
We're a white majority school, Kendricks told the Bay City Times on Wednesday. It's making some of the students and the people feel...
What, uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, so?
I'm uncomfortable.
So?
You're making me squirm in my seat.
Quote me the law that says that I have to make you comfortable. Quote that law. Where is that written? That my actions have to make you comfortable. And I'm not standing up, whatever with the fucking racist, not racist, whatever, the Confederate flag. Don't give a fuck about a fucking piece of cloth. And if you do, if you're that fucking shook by a piece of cloth, then you're a fucking jizzbag pussy that needs to be put down anyway.
Right.
But there's no this assumption that you're owed comfortability continues to plague this society. You're not owed being comfortable. You're not owed respect. That's the whole thing that makes me laugh. You know, remember in the old days that when we were being raised, and I hate that this fucking society is making me say that every time I open my mouth of remember the old days.
Right.
But do you remember how your parents drilled into you about you don't get respect, you earn it?
Yeah, you have to earn respect.
You have to earn it. You know what? These fucking jizz buckets that, you know, they with their flag thing, that's a you know, they're clearly trying to shake the tree.
Of course.
That's what they're doing. You know what? All you got to do is fucking turn away and not acknowledge it at all.
Well, that's kind of where I was going to go with this, where I was going to quote Chris Aiken here. You're giving it power by acknowledging it and being threatened by it.
Yeah. How about you don't stage a counter protest? How about you go to class?
Oh, yeah, there's some yokels across the street with Confederate flags on their truck. Hey, guys, how you doing?
No, not even give them that kind of attention. Just shun them. Remember the old days when we shunned things? We just were like, what a dick, and moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those days? And guess what? That shit, whatever we were saying, what a dick about, that shit always ended.
Yeah.
It always was there for a minute, and then it was gone, because the minute you take attention away from any of this bullshit, it goes away. It's only about clamoring for attention. That's all it's ever about. You don't want these fucking jackholes out there with their Confederate flags? Don't acknowledge it. Move the fuck on. Don't talk to them. Don't fucking let them in your circle at lunch. Don't let them sit at your table. Just fucking say, I'm not going to be associated with you, dick fuck. Onward we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get rid of this kind of bullshit.
Yep. School officials said most of the pro-Confederate flag demonstrators weren't students at the school, but Myers disagreed, saying all but one went to Bay City Western. Administrators canceled classes Thursday at the school.
What?
And the adjoining middle school due to reported threats.
These guys. I look at the bigger picture, the bigger 10 years down the road picture. And I look at the economy as it's constructed now, and it's getting more and more and more globally based and less centralized to countries. You know, it's the economy now is definitely working its way toward, you know, you're not only in competition. If you're in, where's this, Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan, Bay City, Michigan.
If you work for a widget company in Michigan, okay, you're not only competing with like 5 other companies in Michigan anymore. You're competing with China. You're competing with Japan. You're competing with everywhere all over the world. And these motherfuckers are going to be cutthroat as fuck to take your money from you so that they sell their product before you sell yours. And you know what they're not going to react to? Well, you can't do that because it makes me feel bad. They are going to look at you and hope it makes you feel bad while they're destroying you, while they're putting you as the greeter at Walmart, while they make all the money. Fucking wake up, you fucking jizz buckets. Stop overreacting to nonsensical bullshit. I know you're kids, but for fuck's sake, stop overreacting to some jizz balls with some flags you don't like. And school administrators, stop closing schools over this shit. Ignore it. Call the fucking police. Have the police keep whatever factions apart and go about your business like it's not going on. And it'll stop. That's how it ends up stopping, is by fucking letting the officials that their job is to separate this shit, and you fucking go back to teaching goddamn math. Lord knows you could have done a better job with me, you fucks.
The Bay City Sheriff, Troy Cunningham, said that the reports apparently started with one student hearing from another student and passed that around on social media.
Okay. Why are these students fucking passing anything around on social media during class?
Well, it didn't say it was during class, but regardless. Eventually, the information that people were coming over to Bay City Western to confront students made its way to the high school's principal, said the school district superintendent. He said both schools plan to reopen on Friday.
Well, that's good. I hope they did but only if they had a safety plan in place.
Right, exactly.
Because God forbid, what if one of the kids actually wore Confederate blue jeans to school? Or a jacket with a Confederate patch on it? We better fucking close the state down. Put up a fence around the state to keep everybody safe.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Efforts to remove Confederate flags from public places as symbols of national division and black oppression accelerated after violence during a white supremacist rally last year in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah.
Myers says he's not a racist and that his demonstration shouldn't be seen as such. He said he hasn't received any threats due to the flag demonstrations.
Why does anybody care? Who is this? He's just some fucking knucklehead kid, right?
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's just some fucking jizzball kid. Who cares what he does? Why are you closing schools over this? He's just some jagoff. If he didn't do it on school grounds, suck it up and move the fuck on.
Right.
Jeez, oh man, why is this so fucking hard?
I don't know.
Oh, I fucking hate these
everybody lives in fear now.
But the adults are the ones that should be embarrassed for themselves, not the kids. Kids always do dumb shit. Hey, wait a minute, I'm offended. Somebody just put a flag in the chat room. The show's over, dude.
Somebody down.
Just put a flag up.
Close down.
Now I'm feeling sad now.
No, uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable, and I don't know that I can continue on. Just get over it. Who cares? Stop giving it power. Idiots.
Yeah. I didn't think it would go this far, he added, saying that in hindsight he might have taken a different approach.
Okay, here's another question. Why are they interviewing this kid?
Because he's the one who caused the school to shut down because, God forbid, he had a Confederate flag on his truck.
Yeah, how about this? Don't interview the kid.
Yeah.
Again, you're giving the next kid that wants attention the fucking forum. Don't give him attention. It's only about attention.
Of course it is.
It's not about anything else. It's only about attention. And every time you give it attention, you tell the next kid to fucking one up this one so that you can get more attention.
Right.
They just now painted the blueprint. This kid did what? He parked outside the school with a truck with a flag on his truck.
Yeah.
So the next one should paint a fucking flag on his goddamn rifle and park across the street. And then that will get even more attention. Won't it?
You would think.
So there you go. And what? Now more people are offended or uncomfortable or whatever? Ignore these jizzballs. God.
Myers' grandmother, Lynn Boyce, said everything has been blown out of proportion. These boys are rednecks, Boyce said of Cameron and his friends. The Confederate flag does not mean anything racist to them. We're not racist. She believes whoever stole Myers' flag from his truck is really to blame for the trouble. She also said her grandson and his friends weren't planning on protesting again on Friday.
Right.
Cunningham said his department is investigating the theft of Myers' flag. We believe his flag was taken down or his truck may have been keyed, he said. We're just monitoring the situation closely, working with other law enforcement, making sure nothing turns violent, nobody gets hurt, and education isn't disrupted.
Yeah, please stay tuned to our Facebook for fucking frequent updates.
Right. Bigelow said that the school district is also trying to get to the bottom of it. High school students sometimes make terrible decisions, he said.
Okay, yeah. And you know what? When we were that age, our parents didn't overreact. The schools didn't overreact. Dude, in my school, half the football team at one point rocked a bus. And by rocking, I mean literally took rocks and threw it at the school bus of the Wyndham football team when it came in here. And it was a big controversy. I mean, because they broke a bunch of windows and a couple kids got hurt because they got hit in the head with rocks and shit. And we didn't miss an hour of school. We did not miss 1 hour of school. The kids that were involved got suspended. And, they got arrested. And that was it. The police did their job. And there was no, well, we got to close the school out of fear. And I can guarantee you the Wyndham School didn't close out of fear. They just fucking kept right on going.
Right.
They dealt with shit. That was a whole lot worse than some fucking jizzball fucking waving a flag around. This was actual fucking assault.
Yeah.
We didn't close schools for that. So why are you closing a school because of a fucking flag?
Well, they're parked across the street and they got flags on their trucks.
Holy cow. I can't believe it. How will we continue living?
Right.
Shit.
Well, continuing on in that vein.
All right.
A man hurls racial slurs during a road rage incident, the police said.
Mm-hmm.
Eric de Kaiser, 49, began yelling slurs at a man after following him into a shopping center parking lot in Johns Creek on April 6th, according to the police report. Officers arrested the man because the victim recorded the end of the outburst and showed it to the police. The argument also took place in front of children in a shopping center, the police said.
Okay, now he's an asshole, but again, is that illegal?
I don't think it's illegal.
I mean, is it illegal now to say, what, nigger?
I guess.
Did I just break the law?
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out what he could possibly be charged with.
Okay.
It's shocking that it was so blatant
and outrageous,
said Terrence Stover, who recorded the slurs being said at him. It's wrong and it's hurtful.
Okay. None of that sounds illegal.
Nope. Stover, a U.S. history teacher and football defensive line coach at South Gwinnett High School, says de Kaiser was driving erratically and following him too closely on Medlock Bridge Road. It was about 10 a.m. when Stover said de Kaiser then began to first hurl racial slurs at him at a stoplight. He rolls down his window and he starts saying a lot of racial slurs and shooting me birds, middle finger and stuff like that.
And this guy went to the police?
Well, I don't know how the police got involved, to be honest with you. Right. Stover said he pulled into a shopping parking lot to get away from the driver, but told Johns Creek police that the driver followed him. You called me a nigger for no reason, Stover is heard saying in the video.
Wow.
Yeah, because I knew it would get a fucking rise out of you because you're acting like one, de Kaiser is heard saying in his response.
Wow.
Stover and witness called Johns Creek police. A witness called the police. That's how they found out.
Right.
And an officer reviewed the cell phone video, de Kaiser was charged with disorderly conduct and taken to the Alfreda jail before he was released.
Huh.
So disorderly conduct is what he got arrested for.
Okay.
Stover says he showed restraint during the altercation. He insists he did nothing to provoke the barrage of insults, he said.
Right.
I teach my children not to fight unless you're defending yourself, said Stover. I just pray people think before they do.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah.
I pray they do too, but they don't have to.
Right. See if they have any audio of this at all.
Shows a road rage dispute. Police say a man yelled racial slurs at a teacher before officers showed up to arrest him. The victim is also a football coach at a local high school. Channel 2's Matt Johnson is live in Gwinnett County. And Matt, the victim is hoping that people can learn from what he went through.
And we spoke to the We spoke to the teacher just about 3 hours ago after school let out here at South Gwinnett High School. He says that the racial slurs could have provoked him to attack the driver, but the teacher says he showed restraint, and it was the other man who ended up in jail.
You called me and me up for no reason. Yes, because I knew it'd be a rise at you.
It's shocking that it was so blatant.
Terrence Stover says he made sure to record the man who harassed him by yelling racial slurs during a road rage argument.
Right.
Stover is a U.S. history teacher at South Gwinnett High School and a football coach. He says the advice he gives his students about self-control made sure he wasn't the one in handcuffs April 6th.
Control yourself. Think about what can happen.
Stover says he first noticed the driver at around 10 in the morning when the man was following too closely.
Apparently, I wasn't going fast enough for him, so I kind of speed up a little bit so he can get away.
Minutes later, he says the driver pulled up next to him at a stoplight on Medlock Bridge Road in Johns Creek.
He's rolls his window down and starts saying a lot of racial slurs, shooting me birds, flipping me the middle finger, and stuff like that.
Stover says he drove into a shopping center to get away from the man, but the driver followed him and yelled more racial slurs. Johns Creek police say Stover and witnesses called 911, and police arrested 49-year-old Eric DeKaiser. They charged him with disorderly conduct and also found a pocket knife on him.
There was a weapon.
Oh, he had a pocket knife.
Murder charges, attempted murder.
Murder.
It was murder.
He had a pocket knife. Is that illegal?
Apparently, if you're saying nigger.
Right.
Can't say nigger and have a knife.
As he said, get a rise out of me. That's the first thing he told me. And I was wondering, but you didn't.
Yeah, but you didn't. Yeah, pal.
And the driver was taken to jail in Alpharetta before he was released. Police also say that they charged that man because there were children in the shopping center when this outburst was going on. Live.
They charged him because there were children in the shopping center.
Yeah, pal.
So how about that?
It's a stupid story.
He said racial slurs at me and stuff.
Yeah. Well, but at least he didn't go to jail for saying words.
Yeah.
He went to jail for fucking chasing this guy down. I could see that. That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that if he's actually, that becomes a real threat, not just some dumb words.
Yeah. All right. I'm sure that you're well aware of the two men of color being arrested in Philadelphia at a Starbucks.
What color were they?
Apparently they must have been black.
Not blue or green or yellow?
No.
Pink?
Nope.
Okay. No, I'm not aware. Is this? I'm not aware. I've watched no news. I don't watch the news anymore.
Well,
I don't care.
Apparently, at least the part that was reported, because you don't know what happened prior to the actual incident.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently in Philadelphia, a couple of black men were in a Starbucks.
Okay.
They say that they were only in there for 2 minutes. I have no idea. I wasn't there.
Okay.
And they basically, I guess, were sitting at one of the Starbucks tables, and I guess one of them wanted to use the restroom or something.
Okay.
And basically the Starbucks told them, the manager, whoever was there, said, well, it's for paying customers, and you guys are not buying anything.
At a Starbucks?
At a Starbucks.
Wow, that's a stretch all by itself.
Well,
okay.
Again, this is Metro Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And so some establishments, be it a Starbucks or any other place, it's like restrooms and things are for paying customers.
I don't know about do you ever go into a Starbucks?
Yeah, I've been to many.
I've had a lot of business meetings in Starbucks, and there's definitely been times that even I went in there and did not buy something.
Uh-huh.
Just went in, used the table, and had a meeting.
Yeah.
So I've never known that to be their policy. I'm not saying that it's not this store's, but that's a little surprising. But okay, go ahead.
Well, anyway, so the manager, I guess, said something to him like about, if you're not going to buy anything, you're loitering and you need to leave.
Okay.
And so this turned into a racial thing.
All right.
So basically the manager, and I got the phone call here, the manager called the police and said, there's some guys here that are just loitering and they're not buying anything, and they've been asked to leave and they won't leave.
Okay.
And so they called the police. And the police apparently arrested them for trespassing.
Okay.
But it's only because they're black.
Right.
According to the story. So here's the audio of this.
Okay.
It's here, Lumber Liquidators 15th Annual.
Of course, we got a commercial.
Wow, Lumber Liquidators.
Yeah, Lumber Liquidators.
What are they doing?
They were offering 33% off of laminate flooring.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, let's see if I can get by this. Come on now.
Come on, show prep. What are you doing?
Ongoing controversy surrounding that Center City Starbucks. Authorities have just released the 911 call that the manager made before two African-American men were arrested. Action News reporter Maggie Kent live outside the store at 18th and Spruce with more on that, plus a major announcement by that coffee chain today. Good evening, Maggie.
Good evening, Monica. That's right. On the afternoon of May 29th, every Starbucks store that's more than 8,000 shops will shut down. The managers and employees inside will undergo racial bias education and training.
Yep.
Why?
Well, because
where's the racial element here?
Well, you can decide for yourself.
So the racial bias is an assumption.
Yes, correct.
So they're assuming that since these were black guys that were not buying anything and they said beat it, that it was because they were black, not because they weren't buying anything.
That's correct.
Let me guess. Is this followed by the CEO of Starbucks saying, let me just profoundly apologize?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, my God, I hate people.
And not only that, we're shutting down all of the Starbucks stores and giving everybody a training session on racial sensitivity.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, my God.
Oh, here we go.
This is the Philadelphia police releasing those 911 calls today. The video has been viewed more than 10 million times. Two black men arrested and removed from a Center City Starbucks. The reason, the men asked to use the restroom without purchasing something first. That's when the manager called 911.
Hi, I have two gentlemen at my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave.
What did they do? What did they do? Someone tell me what they did. Show them what theology looks like.
The incident has since sparked protests at the cafe on 18th and Spruce, and the CEO of Starbucks, Kevin Johnson, met with Mayor Jim Kenney, the police commissioner, and the two men seen in that video. Their attorneys spoke to the press.
We have a situation, and the people at the center of this have come together with civility, common purpose, and a willingness to listen.
In turn, Starbucks will launch training for all of its nearly 175,000 employees to, quote, prevent discrimination and ensure everyone inside a Starbucks store feels safe and welcome. Now, the attorney for those two men who were escorted in handcuffs out of this Starbucks behind me will not comment on whether they are planning to file a lawsuit against the coffee giant.
Yeah, I wonder. Why are they taken out in cuffs?
Because they refuse to leave.
Still in cuffs? Come on. The cops couldn't get them to come out without
well, apparently not, I guess. I mean, it was just like, I'm not leaving. It's like, well, sir, you're going to have to come with me.
So again, jeez, oh man.
This is because we're black, right?
There was nothing racial about this story.
But it gets turned into that.
Yeah, I guess.
So there you are. The racial portion of the show.
All right. Well, wish I could say I felt bad for anybody in that. The only one I feel bad for is the fucking people that didn't do anything wrong. I got to sit through this fucking day's worth of training.
Yep.
Ugh, what a long fucking miserable day with a bunch of fucking stinky Starbucks people. Just sitting in a fucking room smelling of old coffee breath.
Right.
Just think about that. A room with like 30 people, all of them drinking that shit coffee, sitting around a table, getting told how they're racially insensitive because they were born with white skin. What a fucking disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Do the black employees have to take this training, or are they already sensitive enough?
I don't know the answer.
I would like to know that. Do the black employees have to take this sensitivity training? Or are they considered cured? Wow. That's just fucking shit.
Right.
Ugh. And then people question me why I don't want to go into any store ever. This is why. Because I don't want to deal with any of these fucking assholes.
Right.
You know what? You don't know what color I am. You ever notice that? They never know what color you are when they take your order at the drive-thru, and there's by a lot less incidents. Did you ever notice that?
I do.
You know, and there's never a racial component about it. So why doesn't everybody just go through the drive-thru? Starbucks has a drive-thru.
Yes, they do. I went through one today.
Yeah. Go through the drive-thru, then you don't have a problem. Fucking assholes.
All right. Well, continuing on.
All right.
This is something that happened not far from my gated community.
Okay.
In Maryville, Indiana.
Wow.
The boyfriend of a woman who was accidentally shot by her 3-year-old daughter in Maryville, Indiana, is now facing charges.
Okay.
The boyfriend, identified as, get this, 21-year-old Menzo Brazier.
White guy? No?
Was charged Thursday with 2 counts of criminal recklessness and 2 counts of neglect of a dependent.
Oh, boy.
Brazier's girlfriend, who is 7 weeks pregnant, was sitting in the driver's seat of her car parked in the lot outside of Plato's Closet in the 300 block of East Lincoln Highway when she was shot Tuesday afternoon. Brazier, who had gone in to the secondhand store to try on clothes, police said. He had asked her if she wanted to come inside with him, but she told police she declined because she wasn't feeling well at the time. She had a severe headache and was hungry and was low on iron.
Wow.
She said she was trying to relax and wasn't paying attention to Brazier as he left the vehicle. Police said that he had placed his loaded Glock 19 9mm handgun between the center armrest and the front passenger seat before heading into the store.
Okay.
So this guy is driving around with a loaded pistol in his hand.
Well, you gotta be safe, I guess.
Yeah. Brazier's girlfriend said she didn't know he had brought the gun with him when they left their home in Michigan City, Indiana.
Oh, no.
She told the police after hearing a loud pop like a balloon, she realized she was bleeding.
Damn.
She immediately got out of the car to check on her 3-year-old daughter and her 1-year-old son.
Okay.
So let's just do the math here. This is a 21-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Has his girlfriend. She's 7 weeks pregnant?
Right, sure.
She also has a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Gives up that puss. You never did say white girl? I'm just asking.
I don't know. I haven't seen the name yet.
Okay.
She said that's when she saw the gun sitting on the seat. Police said that when she realized her toddler had found the gun and accidentally shot her.
So it was in the back seat? Or
no, it was on the console between the seats. It must have been like bucket seats or,
And what, the kid got loose and grabbed the gun and
Well,
shot him?
apparently the kid in the back seat reached forward, grabbed the gun, picked it up, basically
And
shot her.
Did she feel better after that iron infusion?
I don't know.
Probably.
We just heard screaming. We ran outside with a bunch of other people. Someone said someone was bleeding. Hassad Zirkle.
Hassad Zirkle?
Hadassaah. Hadassa. Zirkle. Zirkle.
Gotta be a white guy or girl.
Yeah. Who works at Plato's Closet or Plato's Closet.
Mm-hmm.
The first thought was to get the kid out of there, said Rebecca Todd, Plato's Closet employee. We grabbed them, we brought them inside, and we just tried comforting them the best we could. Zirkle said that the shooting, after the shooting, Brazier raced outside.
Okay.
He came outside like screaming, asking what happened, kind of like in disbelief on his face. Brazier was held on suspicion of child endangerment, police said. He is the girl's father. The detective, James Bogner, said, had no idea what she had done, and she was very scared. Police said that only one shot was fired. The bullet went through the back of the driver's seat, through the woman's right shoulder, and through the windshield. She suffered nerve damage and underwent surgery. Police did not release any further information. Investigators also said in talking with them, the woman expressed great concerns for her children's well-being.
Okay.
The children were placed in custody in the Indiana Department of Children's Services.
Foster care for them. That's good.
So here's the questions.
Okay.
Number one, this guy is riding around with his pregnant girlfriend, got 2 other children, one on the way.
Yeah.
He's got a Glock in his possession.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bullet chambered and the safety is off.
Right, yeah.
And
Not smart.
Yeah. Number one, why is he riding around with a Glock?
Where's he live?
Michigan City, Indiana.
How close is that to Gary?
It's about 20 miles east.
Close enough. I'm with him on that one.
Then he has children in the car and he leaves the thing chambered and the safety off.
Well, and he leaves it on the council.
Yeah.
Why don't you put it in the council?
Yeah.
So that the kid would have to climb all the way to the front, then open it, then dig in there without the mom catching him.
Yeah.
And why doesn't the mom know the gun's there? That's another question. Why doesn't the mom know?
I don't know.
I mean, she's sitting right next to it. She doesn't see a big old hunk of metal moving around.
She doesn't see him take it out of his pants or wherever the hell he had it.
I mean, what? Yeah, but you said he set it on the console between the seats.
That's what it says.
Well, she's sitting in the seat next to it, right?
You would assume so, yes.
So you'd think she'd see something moving. Ugh, this is a bad story.
I know.
So there's the only reason she's not in jail for fucking child neglect, too, because she got shot?
I guess.
Because it sounds like she should be fucking facing some kind of a charge as well. I mean, yeah, you can't leave your gun like that. Sure, I get that part, but where's her fucking guilt in this? She's not guilty because she got shot. Fuck that. She should be fucking facing some time, too. Once that shoulder heals. Wow. That's just a mess.
Yep.